Welcome to our webinar, Introducing Building Retuning. In this webinar, we're going to discuss building retuning, otherwise known as BRT, what BRT and what are the principles behind it, what steps to take to implement BRT at your facility, and also we're going to discuss PennTAP. Let's discuss BRT and what it means. BRT is a systematic process to identify and correct low-cost, no-cost operational problems that lead to energy waste. BRT is a form of retro-commissioning, improving energy efficiency of what is already in place. Solutions focus on current low-level technology and capability and how to use them smarter. A lot of BRT is all about conservation, using existing systems as wisely as we can. Principles of building retuning. The principles of BRT are simple. If you don't need it, turn it off. If you need to keep it running, run it as efficiently as you can. If you don't need it at full power, turn it down. You want to learn about your building's personalities so you can get results that you are looking for. Adjust your controls on your energy systems to your real needs. And also train your staff and occupants so you're successful in reaching your goals to reduce energy costs. There are steps to BRT. The 5 steps are data collection, your building walkthrough, the investigation stage, implementation, documentation, and then sustain. We're going to go through the steps of BRT. Step 1 is data collection. It is used to plan the building walkdown or the investigation phase. Data collection. This is what you want to do when you're during the data collection phase. You want to collect as much information as possible. The types of equipment that you have on site, any recent repairs, review logs, the building occupancy, the equipment schedules, look at the utility bills, look at meters, how many meters are in the building, O&M manuals, sequence of operations, SOPs. After data is collected, then you start to profile the information that you have. For example, your utility bills. You want to do a utility bill analysis. Look at your facility energy assets and energy consumption. Before even considering changing out a faulty air filter, you should look at your existing energy use to understand as much as possible the existing profiles exhibited and any causal relationships you can identify. Benchmarking is important. Benchmarking your energy consumption can give you a better understanding of where the energy is going, and it helps you to identify where you want to focus your attention. In this slide, by benchmarking, it shows that 26% of the energy is going towards lighting, 26% is going towards cooling. Office equipment is 20%. So benchmarking really helps you identify where the energy is going in this facility. You can use Energy Star Portfolio Manager to manage the energy and water use of any building. These are benchmarking tools that are available. The U.S. Department of Energy's Building Energy Asset Score is available. Asset Score is a national standardized tool for assessing the physical and structural energy efficiency of a building. Both Portfolio Manager and the Asset Score are 2 resources available to you when helping to benchmark buildings. So then we move on to step 2, investigation. Identifying operational problems and energy-saving opportunities using the information that you have collected. Walkthrough opportunities. In this slide just shows a few photos from actual walkthroughs in the past that PennTAP has done. So you have your data collected and it's time to investigate. So when you are investigating or doing your walkthroughs, look at the building's conditions and operations. Use your senses. You want to look, listen, smell, and touch. Obviously, when you're touching, make sure that you're not touching anything hot. But smell, when you're going by motors, do they smell hot? Or do you smell rubber burning, belts and things like that? Listen, does it sound right? Do you hear things that sound maybe loose? So you really do want to use your 5 senses when you're going around. You want to investigate during both the heating season and the cooling seasons. See if everything is operating properly during both seasons. And you want to log all the information and observations during the walkthrough. This will help you capture opportunities and ultimately calculate potential energy savings. There are many areas to investigate during the walkthrough. Look at your lighting, the building envelope, all parts of the HVAC system, your hot water systems, and air distribution. Also, remember safety during your walkthrough. High temperature equipment, electrical, wear proper protection equipment, ladder safety if you're going on a roof, and consider other things as well, trip hazards and things like that. Energy tools. There are different energy tools that could be used during your walkthrough. On this slide, there are examples of energy tools to help identify opportunities during the walkthrough. For example, listed is an IR Seek camera for an iPhone. It detects heat loss. They're pretty nice to have. They're only about $250 for a Seek camera. There's a light meter. It measures the foot candles. So light meters can help you because in schools, there's a lot of windows that helps with the opportunity for natural daylighting. So measuring foot candles can help you identify those areas. Airflow meters that measure the airflow, temperature guns. These are just some of the tools of the trade when identifying opportunities. There are others. The next slide, on these next slides, we're going to provide some examples of opportunities found during the investigation stage of BRT. And there can be many opportunities. We're providing just a few due to time limits of the webinar. There are full-day workshops that can cover this material alone. So just as an FYI. So some examples of the opportunities. This slide right here shows examples of looking at the building envelope. In the top left photo, there's a picture of a window open, and this is during the winter. This poses a question, of course, why? Why is the window open in the winter? So obviously it must be too warm in that area inside the building. So when you're in there, the room obviously is too warm. So further investigation is required. So what is the root cause? So now leading to that, it wasn't a building envelope issue after all. It was more of a heating issue. And the bottom left photo reveals a lot of air infiltration. If you look at you can see a lot of natural daylight under the doorway there. So you have a lot of airflow coming in. When you do the measurement of the actual airflow coming through those doors, that actually measures to the size of about an 8 by 11 size piece of paper. So imagine having a hole the size of that in the middle of that door. That's a lot of airflow. This next slide shows building envelope again, looking at doors and windows, AC units. This slide shows a photo of an air conditioner with air infiltration. The blue representing cold air. During the investigation, you want to look for cracks around windows, looking for missing seals and caulking or moisture between windows. Those all identify opportunities. Other examples, things you may see during your investigation stage of HVAC systems. Coils that are frozen, as you can see in the top photo here. Damaged equipment, dirty coils. When investigating HVAC, look for missing panels, damaged panels, leaking ductwork, dirty coils, and more. When looking for lighting, look for opportunities where lights are on during a time when maybe you could be using natural daylight. Or look for lights on in areas where there is no one. Walk around and try to identify areas that make sense where you can replace with newer technology. There are many areas to investigate during a walkthrough phase. Look at your lighting, your building envelope, the parts of the HVAC system, as we talked about, hot water systems, your air distribution, and your office equipment. We're going to move on to step 3 now. And this is the application of prescriptive retuning measures. In the next few slides, we're going to provide a few implementation ideas in each category for the most common problems found in BRT. Of course, these categories include, as I mentioned earlier, building envelope, HVAC and air distribution, lighting, and hot water systems. Building envelope. In building envelope, install weather stripping, caulking, insulation around windows, doors, and penetrations. Implement a formal energy policy for your facility. Reinforce appropriate use of drapes to improve comfort. Locate occupants away from problem areas. Use controls to automate functions. Apply low-E film on windows. These are just a few measures. For HVAC, for your HVAC system, find the root cause of your problems. Ensure vegetation is not blocking intakes. Implement a preventative maintenance schedule for filters. Belt condition, walk-through inspection. Have a policy regarding open doors and windows. A seasonal setback on your temperatures, 65 and 72. In the cooling season, 80 and 74. Chiller temperatures, have as high as possible. Adjust economizer at different outside temperatures. For your air system, consider fix and replace any damaged duct. Examine and clean grates and screens. Use training and signage to prevent blockage or air intakes and exhaust. For lighting, use life cycle and maintenance costs to justify upgrades. Implement a formal policy and signage and training. Train and empower and motivate facility personnel. Use kid power. Take advantage of daylighting in foyers and stairways. Delamp and reduce wattage when overlit. Install occupancy sensors or photocells or dimming controls. Don't mix lighting types. And start with receptive occupants. Focus on high maintenance areas to realize additional benefits as well. Hot water systems. If you have a boiler system, think about combustion efficiency. Adjust the combustion system air-fuel ratio. Insulation in place and in good condition. Repair steam leaks and traps. Take advantage of wasted heat. Use setbacks. Use the IR camera for inspections on your return and feed lines. And consider on demand for specific applications. So those are just a few recommendations. There are a lot, and when you do a walkthrough, you can identify a lot of opportunities. Step 4 is documentation. Reporting, retuning findings, and your impacts. Documentation, you have found opportunities throughout your facility. You know what to do for implementation to fix the identified problems. Now you need to document and calculate what the savings would be and how to rank your projects so you can select which ones to pursue going forward. So you want to benchmark, estimate your savings, rank prescriptive retuning measures, select which ones to pursue, and then use the data to show impact. When you're choosing an appropriate project, you need to consider the cost, the return on your investment, and is it an easy project to do? Will it be an improvement? And always consider the safety of all new projects. Next, you'll need to figure out the energy cost savings for those projects. The next few slides offer formulas and calculators to help you calculate those savings. So for the cost of lighting, it's based on the amount of electricity, and lighting consumes the price of electricity. In this slide, here's the formula to determine the cost of a facility's current lighting. The amount of energy consumed is based on the energy used by the existing lighting times the hours of operation for the existing lighting minus the energy used by the recommended lighting times the hours of operation for the recommended lighting. The energy used for lighting will change with lighting replacements and delamping. The hours of operation may change with any of the strategies discussed above. Savings from lighting upgrades. The monetary savings are based on the cost of the existing lighting system minus the cost of the recommended lighting system. Monetary savings should be developed for each of the strategies outlined in the previous section. Calculating radiant heat loss. Here's a way to calculate the savings by insulating feed and return lines pipes on a boiler system. The radiant heat loss from the pipe depends on many characteristics of the piping. The 3E Plus software, created by the North American Insulation Manufacturers Association, calculates the heat loss after the relevant data is entered. The software provides the heat loss for bare pipe as well as different levels of insulation. When reviewed the heat loss data, it is important to note that additional insulation will lower the heat loss, but it will also increase the cost of insulation. Weather stripping. Here is a weather stripping calculator. All you enter is the required data, and it will give you the cost savings for adding door seals and weather stripping to windows and doors. And the Department of Energy, DOE, offers many energy and cost-saving calculators for energy efficiency products on their website. These can help you calculate savings for your projects as well. This is a very nice resource available to you. Step 5. Now that you've done BRT and you've implemented projects you want to improve continuously, you can achieve this by many ways. Consider energy management systems for your facility. Continue to benchmark using Portfolio Manager and the Asset Score tool. Continue forward with preventative maintenance programs. Upgrade energy-saving projects when you can, and tell your story about the savings from your current BRT projects. This encourages behavioral change with the occupants of the building and inspires department heads to fund future projects. Now I'm just going to give you a quick overview of PennTAP. PennTAP was established in 1965 as one of the nation's first technical assistance program. PennTAP is a federal, state, and university partnership to help stimulate statewide economic development. PennTAP helps organizations maximize their competitiveness through in-person consultations, unbiased technical advice, and connections to Penn State expert resources and programs. We focus on helping firms that normally don't have the in-house expertise or resources to resolve specific technical questions or needs. We currently provide 2 different services areas in our technical advisors. We focus on energy and environment and innovation. PennTAP has 2 peers, as I mentioned, energy, environment, and innovation. In energy, we have pollution prevention, energy efficiency, E3, energy management systems, and our BRT. And then within innovation, we have product and process improvement, the learning factory, and then student engagement with both peers. Pollution prevention and energy efficiency assessments, our technical advisors perform P2E2 on-site assessments, providing recommendations for improvements in energy utilization and waste reduction, preparing and delivering on-site assessment reports, and provide assistance completing grant applications for project implementation. The E3, Energy, Environment, and Economy objective is to help Pennsylvania manufacturers define and implement strategies designed to improve energy, environmental, and economic efficiencies. Our technical advisors perform pollution prevention and energy efficiency on-site assessments featuring activities in which lean manufacturing techniques are applied to focus on energy and environmental issues as well. Energy management systems, otherwise known as EnMS. It is designed to help organizations take a systematic approach to achieving continual improvement in energy performance by creating a framework to integrate energy efficiency into existing management systems. And EnMS can help you establish the policies and procedures to plan, identify, prioritize, and implement projects that will improve your facility's energy performance. Formal recognition of a company's EnMS is accomplished by using the ISO 50001 standard, the Superior Energy Performance Certification, and the Department of Energy's new 50,000 Ready designation. ISO 50001 is the international standard for establishing and maintaining an EnMS. Implementing ISO 50001 can not only lead to better energy performance, but it also can be improved, or it can also improve your corporate image. SEP is more rigorous energy performance certification developed by DOE, and it requires verification. ISO 50001 Ready is a designation for organizations that have implemented an ISO 50001 based EnMS using an 50001 Ready Navigator online tools. So 50001 Ready is great for companies that want the benefits of an EnMS without the ISO 50001 certification cost. Just some numbers. In 2016, PennTAP's Energy Environment team performed 64 P2E2 assessments. They did 2 E3 events. The team also provided 11 school districts and municipalities, building, retuning, coaching, and training events, and educated 100 individuals on various energy and environmental topics. Provided economic benefits totaling more than $1 million, and eliminating over 3.6 million kilowatt hours of electric use. Now, innovation. PennTAP is in its second year of the current 5-year USEDA University Center program to enhance and build economic development in Pennsylvania by leveraging Penn State resources with businesses and community partnerships. We do that by engaging students and faculty in technical design and operational efficiency projects to help entrepreneurs and intrapreneurs overcome their hurdles. There are 17 innovation hubs located at Penn State campuses across the Commonwealth, and to help with new businesses and new product creation. The Learning Factory does about, more than 200 student team engineering design projects every year, and they help sponsor advanced technical challenges towards viable solutions. The Learning Factory has engaged students with company sponsors for more than 22 years now. And the Learning Factory allows students to demonstrate before they graduate their abilities to perform their work in the work environment. They allow organizations to build engagement networks with the faculty and the staff within Penn State. And the small companies, they benefit from inexpensive but high quality engineering services. The innovation team success, 46 jobs saved and created. They've had over 750 students participating in the program. Each year the results grow even, to larger impacts. And by partnering with the Invent Penn State initiative, the ability to get organizations and entrepreneurs has broadened significantly around the Commonwealth. And INCU, student entrepreneurship offers, our efforts have helped advance many student companies to where their student founders are working full-time after graduation, building their companies within Pennsylvania and beyond. So pretty neat things going on with the innovation team. Acknowledgements from our slides today and some of the information that we have used during our presentation. We'd like to acknowledge these resources. And then contact information for today's webinar. If you have any questions regarding the webinar, you can contact me. So hopefully we've accomplished our goal in giving you a brief overview of the potential waste and energy reduction opportunities for schools and municipality facilities. Feel free to give me a call or to email me if you have any questions. PennTAP is here and available. I want to thank you for taking your time to listen to me regarding BRT. Thank you.